So I'm sure you can hear the Jenny running in the background. And I think I've got a lot more yard work to do. But I do have the boat hoisted up, boat bottom, and my son's coming over and we're gonna flip it. So I've taken well, we got the boat flipped. Had a good strategy put together. I had my son actually look at it and tell me if he thought I was going to get killed or we were going to get killed while we did it, and it worked really well. Now I'm going through and taking my little chisel here and just popping the zip ties off that were still stuck on the bottom. So it works pretty well. Just put the bevel down there and pop them off. It's a little bit disappointing. There's only so much I can do without power. I don't have the lights. I've got one light, good powerful LED hooked up to the Jenny. All right, well, I'm able to get things hooked up to the generator okay, so I'm able to use my random orbital sander, which is allowing me to go down the chines and sand them, put some, clean up the wood, knock down some of the epoxy bumps. I'm working the fair body now, and then I'll come do the other side. Get that done. I will rinse the whole thing down with ammonia water just to clean up any dust, because I am finding there's a lot of dust that doesn't just sweep out of this stuff. And then I will consider starting on the epoxy tonight. No, I'll probably do it tomorrow. That's too much work and it'll take a while for the ammonia water to dry. So that's the plan for the rest of the day. It's cleaning up good. I thought it would take longer than it did, but between the scraper and the orbital or random orbital sander, it's cleaning up pretty quickly. All right, it's all cleaned up and wiped down with ammonia water. I try to keep the shop warm tonight so the epoxy is ready to go. Of course, I'll probably have to redust everything and re-ammonia water it, but at least it's ready to go. Well, I'm back at it here on President's Day, Monday morning. Still no power and probably not till Thursday, so I've got the generator running, got the heater going, a couple lights going. It's enough to get the fair body seam and the chine seams down on the bottom of the boat. So one thing that is being driven home to me on the forums and such is the need to pre-wet, especially the joints and the end grains before you glass them. So I'm taking a chip brush and working it down the seam, really working that epoxy into the seam, into the end grain, waiting 10 or 12 minutes, going back and looking for any dry spots and just adding more liberally to make sure that those end grains of the plywood soak up all the epoxy that it can. I'm working on the peanut butter here, so I've got a nice batch of really good, thick, rich, 80% wood silica, 20% or wood flour, 20% silica mixed with epoxy, and now I'm going to go run it down the fair body and fill it in as per the instructions. And then, well, I've got the fair body first layer of biaxial fiberglass tape down. I pre-wetted everything. I went down the center with the peanut butter mixture and made a nice fillet, and pre-wetted it a little wider with the roller, and then laid out, and I went with 6-inch biaxial instead of the 4-inch as the instructions, mostly because I didn't want to cut, and I figured a little wider seam doesn't hurt anything. a little wrap up on what I've done the last few days here. Picking up the boat from the molds, lifting it up, pulling the platform out from under it, turning it over, pushing the platform back in, dropping it down. Worked pretty well. So I definitely recommend the chain hoist to do that. That thing weighs a good 350 pounds, and there was no way two of us were going to do it. So I think it's good. So if as this cures, I should be able to hoist it back up and start building the frame under it. And that takes you on to a whole new exciting level. And I am going to go in and have lunch and take the rest of the day off because it's supposed to be a holiday. Although this is the kind of thing that I like to do on a holiday. Actually, what I need to do is, because we still have no electricity and won't for another 4 days, I need to go get a bunch of fresh water, about 20 more gallons of gasoline to keep the generator going. And I'm gonna go take a shower at the in-laws' house because I feel kind of dirty after 4 days of no showers and working out here. So, signing off, thanks.